1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What's going on, guys? It's Unchained here. We're playing some Diablo 3 on Xbox One in its glorious 60 frames a second. Yesterday, I actually tried to record a video with live commentary. It didn't work out very well. Not that I'm not doing live commentary now, but I was having a lot of issues with my capture card and my audio interface. It was just a combination of everything going wrong. I use something called Osteo for All. It's like it's an audio driver that I install, and it could only be utilized if you have an interface that supports it or some sort of like hardware that supports it. Well, I have an M Audio Fast Track. Unfortunately, it's one of the older interfaces, but honestly, like I got it for $30, and it sounds really good. I've been on a quest to figure out how to do live commentary and get all this stuff done in one take without having to go through like 50 different programs and edit tracks and things like that. Hopage's software is actually not that bad. It's way better than ArcSoft Showbiz, in my opinion. If you're trying to edit files, whether it be audio or video, you're not really going to get too far with freeware. I've heard programs like Sony Vegas are pretty useful. You could essentially use anything, like Audacity. You probably could use Fruity Loops. I mean, I use Reaper for audio and Hopage for video. I've noticed Hopage is okay, and even ArcSoft, if I have my resolution at 720. When it's at 1080, it has a lot of like weird video anomalies, but it doesn't really matter because YouTube, it's like not like you need 1080p in a small little YouTube video. So yeah, I'm currently playing in 720, but this game is 1080 normally, which is nice. But I was just trying for the life of me to put out a video of this, and it just didn't work out. The whole point of it was just to talk about if I think this game is worth a purchase or not. And overall, I said yes, it is, because I mean, I really like it. I didn't play that much of it, so it's not really fair to give even an impressions video of it, because I mean, obviously there's so much of the game that I haven't seen. I barely even played enough of it to give a valid opinion. But I mean, I don't know. At the same time, I feel like I kind of know how much a game is going to suck or not in the first like 5 or 10 minutes. That doesn't apply to every game. It's just the vast majority. There are some games that take a while to start up, especially RPGs and games with heavy plots. Like, I think Final Fantasy 13 took about 20 hours to really open up the world. And if I would have only played a few hours of it, not knowing anything else about what occurred afterwards, I would think of it to be a totally different game. Actually, much worse, because the game got better as you went along. With something like Diablo 3, what you see is what you get. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I mean, it's really just about looting, hacking and slashing, leveling up your character, and it's honestly a lot of fun. It is pretty repetitive, but the levels are just so varied, and the enemies are they're just different. I don't really see too many enemies like this in games. In general, though, there really aren't many console games that are dungeon crawler-ish like this. Some of the recent ones that I know of is like Torchlight, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. It's funny, those are the only two that I could really think of, and I know Baldur's Gate was pretty old. I think that released on the original PlayStation, whereas Torchlight was pretty recent. That was on the Xbox 360. This is definitely the first dungeon crawling game on the next-gen platforms. It's definitely a good one, and it came out at a good time, because I've been bored out of my mind. Games never release over the summers. It's really annoying. It's just bad timing. I've heard that a lot of devs usually release games in like October, November, because it's around like the end of the fiscal year or something, and they want the games to count for like the next quarter. I'm not sure how that stuff works, so I don't really want to talk about it. It's just kind of confusing. In my opinion, if a game is done, it's done. If it's not, then whatever. But I'm sure they have their reasons. Next month, we have Destiny, which I'm really excited for. That's going to be a big game. In one hand, I feel like it's kind of overhyped, and on another hand, I feel like it is worth the hype. I didn't think it brought anything new to the table, but I did have a lot of fun with the beta. I didn't play it too much, because I kind of got in pretty late. But from what I did play, it seems pretty interesting. Is it an MMO? Not really. But, I mean, truthfully, I didn't want it to be one. I really just wanted it to have that Halo feel to it. And I feel like it did. It really was really smooth. I didn't try any of the PvP. I have seen some footage of it. And it looks good. I can't really tell yet if it seems like enemies take too many shots to go down. But that's something that I have to mess around with. I'm kind of concerned about being able to just join people that could have better equipment than you. That always just seems like a balancing problem and a bad design choice. I feel like people should just level up and get gear as you go. Like, don't even have the multiplayer component have anything to do with the single player. I feel like the only time multiplayer should have anything to do with the single player is when we're talking about like map design. Like if you're basing the maps and the locations on the story of the single player, then that's fine because it's like, okay, now we actually get to battle in these arenas. But in the case of Destiny, I'm not really sure. I can't say where the arenas are or what, uh, I guess, link there is between multiplayer and single player. But I'm definitely looking forward to that next month. And this is a long game, so it'll keep me occupied for a while. This coming Tuesday, I'm going to be getting Metro Redux. I got to play those two games on Xbox 360, and I did enjoy them. They were a lot of fun. I didn't think they had a lot of replay value, but after seeing some of the graphics updates, I'm actually really pumped to check out the games again. Apparently 2033 got more of an HD, I guess, remastering to it because it's older, and, you know, even on Last Light, they changed the lighting around, I guess. I didn't even really notice. I thought they both looked pretty good. But yeah, so they both have an HD remastering, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Let's see. Defiled Crypt. Yeah, this game has a bunch of these like side areas you can explore. It's kind of cool. So it's off the beaten path, gives you a new little area to check out. Let me see here on the bottom right radar. It almost looks like I've been to this area already. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, the map is building on itself now, so I guess I haven't. All right, let's explore. Yeah, it does have some copy paste, but honestly, I don't feel like any of it's padding. I mean, it's hard to really justify uh, the game doing padding because it's what it's all about. I mean, if there weren't enemies to fight and experience to gain, then what would be the purpose of this? I don't really care about the story. I mostly just play this because it kills time. I was saying last night on the crappier version of the video, which, by the way, I might actually take down because the quality was so bad, that it's really cool when you just go around and slash people because you get a lot of buffs and stuff. You could run around, get, like, killing sprees and things like that. Come on! Take it! God, some of these guys take so many hits! Okay, come on. Alright, let me use one of my potions. Alright, stun them. Try to combo them a little bit. I can't wait till I start getting some new skills mapped to the other two buttons. Oh, just some enemies, they just eat so much damage. But see, there's the kill counter on the bottom there. It's almost like a killing streak. Come on. Take it. Yeah, take that, you dumb bat. This game is so fun. Boom. But yeah, I have not played a game like this in a long time. I gotta say, I'm really happy that it came out. It's definitely a treat. I mean, after a while you play first-person shooters over and over, you just feel like you're going through the motions. Like, you know, run from point A to point B, shoot things, maybe pull a switch. Everything's done with, like, the X button or whatever, depending on what console you're playing. It just doesn't seem like you're really seeing many new things. But with this, I mean, I don't play many dungeon crawlers, so this is definitely different for me. So it's a new experience, you know. It's always fun leveling up your character and putting new gear on them. I mean, I've got kind of used to that with Dark Souls. That's not the only RPG I play, I promise. But yeah, I do love my Dark Souls. I know early next week, actually, the second DLC's coming out, so I'm going to be getting back into that. So yeah, I love equipping my character with some good gear. And one of the best things about this game is the fact that when you put gear on, it actually does show up on your character. I know it might seem kind of ridiculous to get excited over that, but you'd be surprised as to how many games don't have this. Like, you'll go to put gear on, and, like, the stats will work, but they won't actually show the attire on your character. Now, this game's got a bunch of different characters, like wizards and, you know, barbarians, warriors. I'm actually a barbarian. I normally would be a warrior, but I think that was a dexterity build, whereas this guy is all about dealing damage and receiving damage. I'm so stuttery today because I'm so damn tired after work. I never get sleep. You know, I have such a bad habit of trying to fix things before bed all the time. I was trying to get this damn capture card and interface to get along, and it just wasn't working out. I mean, I realized that my microphone was a mono mic, and for some reason I thought I could record in stereo like an idiot. And then not only did it not record in stereo, but it also had so much white noise. That's the problem. When you use programs like Windows Sound Recorder, it doesn't have enough options to, like, tweak volume levels or anything. And that's what's things about Hauppauge's thing, too. Like, one of the more recent updates that they just put out for it allows you to, like, multi-track audio. But I don't know. I don't even understand how the editing works. It's not very user-friendly. It does seem like it's the way to go to record video footage of a game and then audio from separate sources. But I don't know. I feel like it should be all in the same program, but I've yet to find one that works well for all the above. But, if the quality is good, sometimes it's better to just take the extra steps. I don't mind, trust me. It's just, there's some situations when I'm making videos, I just kind of want to get it done. When it comes to, like, multiplayer videos, like, I just want to play the game, and I want to just be done with the recording. Now, I put a lot of time into, like, I would put a lot of time into review videos, so I don't mind putting the time and effort in for those kinds of things, because I've always wanted to write reviews myself, because I love reading reviews from IGN, GameSpot, Game Informer. I don't think the numbering system really does games justice. I think a lot of reviews are kind of ridiculous. Obviously, they're just subjective opinions, but I'm not a huge fan of the way they work. I would love to write them myself. So maybe at some point on YouTube, I will actually, make cuts and put banners up. Like, I'll talk about the gameplay of a certain game and the graphics and the length. And, I definitely want to be a reputable source, a non-critic guy that just gives honest reviews and opinions for games. Because I love playing games, and I've been playing them since I was 2. And I feel like I have a pretty valid opinion on them, because I just play so many damn games at this point. It's like, when something's wrong with it, I'm gonna notice. And it's just like, if a game is fun, it's fun. If it's not, it's hard for me to really enjoy it. Obviously, it's kind of like saying, I don't like this room because there's no air in it. I mean, obviously, if a game isn't fun, then it's not good. Well, at least for most people. I kind of have fun playing really bad games sometimes. I remember last generation, there was a game called Bullet Witch. I was so excited to play it. I mean, this was one of the rare times I actually got a game before reading a review, and man, did I make a mistake there. I thought it was going to be good because it kind of looked like Devil May Cry, and it turned out it was absolutely nothing like it. It was freaking terrible. But sometimes I actually do have a pretty good time playing known bad games, just because I have so much fun with it. And that's one of those entrance shards. I could go in that to return to the entrance. It's so funny with the difficulties in this game, because it's like, when you first start, normal, hard, and expert are unlocked. For some reason, since I started on normal, it locked expert. But each one has a prerequisite. Like, this one says, for players just starting, I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like I'd be terrible at the game. Going up, for players who've acquired solid equipment. I'm like, wait, does that mean I should play the game before doing this? Then I read experts, and it said for experienced players that have optimized their gear with the right gems and enchantments. That's when I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start on normal, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this game. But luckily with it, you can change the difficulty on the fly. Like, there's some sections where enemies just take a ridiculous amount of shots. And I almost wonder if they're going to do that a lot throughout this single player, where they give you harder enemies than you could fight just to kind of encourage you to run and, like, strategize. Who knows? I'm sure this game is challenging. I mean, I've been getting my butt kicked on a couple of these areas where they group up. But as you will notice from this video, there actually hasn't been a single chop, hiccup, or anything related. This game does look good on Xbox One. If you guys were thinking of picking it up, I mean, the PS4 one apparently is more stable when there's like a ton of crap on screen with magic effects and everything. But honestly, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I know it's early in the game, but I don't notice any of this stuff right now. So it seems good to me. And, I mean, I guess that's all I wanted to say. I just want to show you guys some footage of Diablo. I want to tell you I really like it. A couple of random points of my, daily rants here. But, yeah, I just really wanted to put this up because the video I put up last night was freaking terrible. I might even take it down. But if you guys were thinking of picking this game up, if you have any questions, leave comments in the comment section. And as always, if you subscribe, I'll put videos up constantly. I already have over 100 now. But most of them are kind of dull with, they're mostly just Halo or Call of Duty videos. But definitely when the newer games come out this fall, there's a ton of them. I will be doing reviews and Let's Plays. Well, maybe Let's Plays. Mostly just, I love doing multiplayer matches and just commentaries and talk about various topics of the gaming industry. So, stay tuned for next time, I guess. I'll be doing more videos. Maybe a couple more Diablo. I'll definitely do some for Metro Redux next week. And, of course, next month for Destiny.